Hi everyone, it's Moonlight Mason, and in this video I want to talk about Manny MUA and his last video that he created about him being canceled last year. And you know, there's a lot of different opinions, all are welcomed on his video, and I want to talk about it. So keep watching. Hi everyone, how are you? In today's video, I want to talk about Manny MUA and his latest video that he put out there about him being canceled in 2018, and you know, what he was going through and how he has come back from that, and how he is somewhat still being canceled by many even after he made this last video, which, you know, kind of surprises me a little bit, because it seems like, you know, on YouTube, when you mess up or you do something that, you know, a lot of people don't agree with, you are somewhat canceled. And as I've always asked, for how long will this last? Now, I really liked Manny's video. I thought he was sincere. I didn't see any type of, you know, trying to, any secondary gain. Let's put it that way. I didn't see any secondary gain with his video. I understand that many people are saying, oh yeah, first he did that video so that he can drop these, you know, other things that are coming up, and maybe for publicity for all these other things that are coming up. Well, when is the right time? You know, when is the right time to come out and share your truth? Sometimes there isn't a right time, and you just have to do it, because it doesn't matter when he would do it. Someone will find something to talk about. Someone will find something to say, that reason why they believe that he wasn't sincere. And, you know, after a year, does he really need to get into the technical details of, you know, a Dramageddon #1? I mean, you know, he was talking about Dramageddon, and I'm tripping, because is it Dramageddon? I think it is, huh? Oh, anyway. Sometimes my mind does funny things, like I'll say something, and then my mind goes, wait, is that the correct term? Dramageddon? That doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right, but it'll come to me as we talk. There has to be something about allowing people that we admire and that we look up to. We have to allow them room to make mistakes, because why? They're human beings after all. They're human. They're going to make mistakes, and I know that because they are who they are, everything that they do in their life is magnified. And so, you know, when something happens and they do something like offend someone, or, you know, they're perhaps being in the wrong place in the wrong time, and, you know, they're the ones that end up getting the brunt of everyone pointing their finger to. I think that it's time that we start, as a community, as a whole, even in your personal life, being able to show compassion, being able to forgive and forget, especially something like this. You know, especially when it happens on YouTube, it doesn't involve you personally, and the people that are involved in it are, you know, could already have moved on, talked about something else. Their lives have changed, and all of this is in the past. Yet people are still bringing it up. People are still talking about it as if he did something that was unforgivable, when in the grand scheme of things, it really isn't that big of a deal. Now, that's not to say that he's been, you know, a pure. It's not to say that he's been pure. Like I said, we all make mistakes, but I think that he really did a great video when he was talking about his past and what he went through. And even some people who have commented, made videos and commented on Manny's video, were saying how, you know, he didn't address the details. He didn't actually say he was sorry. He didn't do this. He didn't do B. He didn't do C. And he didn't do the third. It doesn't matter. He did what he wanted to do. He put out there how sad he was, how he went into a depression. We know how beautiful his family support is, and he has wonderful parents. And I think that him sharing everything that he did, that we should just allow Manny to be. And some people say, oh, give him a second chance. I don't even see it that way. Just allow him to make mistakes. Just like you would allow your mom or your dad or your sibling or someone who's close to you. Think about all the things that happen, you know, when you're in your young teenage years, and you know, you don't bring them up when you're 30 unless it was really drastic. Well, this is a very Dramageddon 1 was such a simple little thing in my eyes. Okay, it's because the viewers, the subscribers decided to make it big, to talk about it, and then when all the commentary channels come in and, you know, we bring it up and we start talking about it, it magnifies and shines the flashlight. So I do, I mean, he has taken a big loss to his career. It's actually devastating because he didn't deserve that. No one deserves that, because he really didn't do that much wrong. I mean, even though I know it was accumulative, but it's not like he murdered someone, you guys. Sometimes we need to put things into perspective and allow people to make mistakes. And Manny's products from Lunar Beauty are the bomb. I mean, he makes excellent products. I had mentioned this a couple of times before. I keep talking about this beautiful palette over and over and over. And I just, it's not like I'm being paid to promote it or anything like that. But, you know, we're talking about Manny. So I'm interested to know, if you guys don't like him, would you still purchase, or did you still purchase this palette? Or even his first one, Lunar Beauty, the first Life's a Drag palette, which I went and took a second look. You know, I had seen it, obviously, I'd seen it before. But after I got this one from Ashley, I did go and take a second look at that Life's a Drag palette. I know that it's gotten really good reviews, and it is also an aesthetically beautiful palette. I don't think that his work and his creations get enough credit. Just because people may not like Manny's personality, whatever it can be, it's sad, because we should not do that. Now, I did mention in another video just recently that I would not refrain from purchasing something because I didn't like the creator, with the exception of Shannon Rose. I forgot to say that, because I have been true to my word. I have not watched her again since that big thing came out about her, you know, abusing animals and all that stuff. And when it comes to animals or any kind of abuse or any kind of, you know, taking advantage of those that are less fortunate than I, those that are perhaps disabled, that need our support, I am totally 100% against that. And so, no, I have not watched Shannon Rose's videos. No, I will not purchase any. I was going to, prior to that, was going to read her books and everything. No, I'm not going to do that now. But that is because the abuse and the sexual stuff to me that she's done with animals is so huge. It's so tragic. It's like one of those horrible things that you can go to jail for, okay? That I will not support. Manny has done nothing of the sort, so I would encourage everyone to open their minds and look at Manny's video with an open heart, and, you know, allow him to grow. Leave him alone. If you don't like him, stop making the videos about how you don't like him, and just let him be, and let him come out with his bomb-ass products, and let him be. Now, I know that this is about Lunar Beauty, but maybe we can just make it about, you know, I just want to really talk a little bit about Jeffree Star's palettes. Do I have any of them? No. Have I had any of them before? Yes. I actually purchased the very first palette, which was the Androgyny palette, I believe. I purchased that, and when I got it, I wasn't, you know, I just wasn't that well versed with eyeshadows. The colors were intimidating to me, and so I returned it based on, what did I write? I wrote, it looks like an advanced palette, which it can be and it cannot be, but that's what I wrote when I returned it, that it was for an advanced user, not for a beginner, because that's how I felt. Of all of his palettes, the Thirsty one really did call my name, and so did this last one, the Jeffree Star Morphe palette. But when I went to Morphe, I went to the Morphe store, and it was so interesting because I had Jeffree Star's newest palette, which I really fell in love with, the Jawbreaker palette. So I had that on this hand, and I had the Jeffree Star Morphe palette, the brand new one, on the other hand, and I was doing a comparison between the both. And I was swatching them and feeling the eyeshadows. There is a huge difference in the quality of eyeshadows between the Jeffree Star Morphe palette and, I believe, Jeffree's eyeshadow palettes in general. But the one that I specifically did a comparison to was his newest one, the Jawbreaker one. The Jawbreaker palette, when I swatched it, it was just like you couldn't ask for more. You couldn't ask for a better palette. It was just highly pigmented. It was smooth to the touch. It was like silk. You know, one swatch, it was beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, I really want that palette. But at the same time, I knew I was getting this in the mail. So I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So I didn't get it. But, and I'm glad I didn't get it, because I think I'm going to be okay now with these two. But I just wanted you guys to know there is no comparison between Jeffree Star Morphe palette compared to his newest one. There's just, in the quality of the eyeshadow, it's almost like you're comparing something from Claire's compared to something that you would get at the department store or something like that. The quality is very different. So I just thought I'd put that out there. The other thing I noticed is that a lot of, right now, a lot of people are giving away that palette, that Jeffree Star Morphe palette. Now, it's a beautiful palette. When, you know, the outside, it's not too much for me to rave about. I'm not that, you know, stricken by the aesthetics of that palette. But the inside is very beautiful. It's colorful. And I think if you're starting fresh, if you're new to eyeshadowing, I think that that palette would be great. I really do. If you're, you know, a little more advanced and you have a little more money, I would go ahead, if you wanted to purchase the Jeffree Star palette, any one of his, I believe, is great. I would personally purchase the Thirsty and this one, Jawbreaker. Jawbreaker palette is really stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. Whew. So I think that's what I want next right now would be the Jawbreaker palette. There's always going to be palettes that I want, but right now I'm just going to have a lot of fun with these two. And yeah, you guys, just be kind, have an open heart, and let's see what Manny comes up with next. I'm really thrilled with his line and what he's been doing, and I hope you guys can be as well. I'm Moonlight Mason, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It does help me quite a bit. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe. I don't think you'll be disappointed, and if you are, then you can unsubscribe. It's right there. It's always an option. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.